Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Schade, Director of the Division of Ag, and I'm going to have a fun, short little session today. But before we get started, apologies for the last few weeks when we didn't meet some of those. We've had some folks that couldn't out, and I was traveling, and so we're going to try to get back into a better routine of our Thursday live events, and we're doing it because I had a conflict in the governor's office yesterday, so we're doing it on Friday. But we'll go back to Facebook Thursdays here pretty soon. So today I have the distinct pleasure of hosting Matt and Liz Failor. And Matt and Liz, to their own surprise, I think, are our Tundra Chef cook-off winners. And they volunteered to do this little fun event we did at the fair last year. We've been trying to get them on so we could show them the award and the certificate they got. And so we're here today. So thanks, Matt and Liz, very much for coming on. And so, why don't one of you kick off and kind of tell us how you got roped into doing our Tundra cook-off and how it developed and your thoughts about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, first of all, and for having the Tundra Chef cook-off. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. We had to give a full disclosure before we started the event that neither one of us considered ourselves chefs, let alone top chefs. And we're proud to say that through that experience, we really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun just trying something new. It got us out of our comfort zones, and now we're doing a lot more cooking at home. But how did we end up in the Tundra Chef competition?
We were just reached out to. Honestly, I can't remember, but I
think somebody asked somebody who told them about us, and anyway, so somehow we ended up in the competition.
I think originally there were going to be a bunch of dog mushers, and unfortunately, some of the other mushers couldn't attend, and we were with Mr. Borden, we were also one of the other dog mushers, and so yeah, we were excited to just be a part of it because we always go to the fair every year. And naturally with our kennel, it's hard to carve out some time. So by asking us to participate, we really made sure we set aside some time to go to the fair.
Yeah.
Well, so it's for the folks that don't know, the Tundra cook-off, they knew all the contestants really didn't know what was going to be in the box for them to cook from. So I know when you got there and you saw some interesting Alaska grown stuff that was out of the box, including the oysters, that I'm sure gave you a little bit of a pause. So, we had everybody do the mad dash to grab stuff. So tell us your thoughts when you saw all the stuff in the coolers, and how did you figure out what you were going to do?
Well, we were we tried to be prepared. We really tried ahead of time before we got there. We tried to think through what could they possibly throw at us. We thought, oh, it's going to be something easy. I'm sure they're going to kind of keep it simple. And so we were trying to come up with all these easy ideas of simple things we could do since we don't consider ourselves chefs. And when we opened up and we saw the oysters, we were like, oh, we're going gourmet here. Like, this is like really like high class ingredients, and, not something that we cook with every day. So we were really intimidated by the oysters, I will say. Well, and there was a couple of vegetables that we had never had before that were very delicious.
I like food, but there were a lot of things in that freezer that I had no idea what they were, I'll be honest. Some of the things I had never seen before. I've never shucked an oyster, so I had to have some help doing that so I didn't stab myself in the hand. But yeah, we had a blast.
We learned a lot.
We did. We learned a lot. We brought a few ingredients from home. We brought some of our raspberries from the garden and some spices, but otherwise we chose to go a very simple route when maybe some of our competitors tried to overdo it, I think.
Or they went for something a little more elegant or extravagant.
Fancy. Yeah, we kept it pretty simple.
Our thoughts were, okay, what's the simplest thing we can do so we don't embarrass ourselves, and make something that tastes somewhat good. And when I was looking for things that we could put with those ingredients, like the sauces or like flour, looking for flour, things to try to make the dessert, I was just thinking, okay, what are my basic staple ingredients in the kitchen? I'm going to try to grab all those right now.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's really good. And one of the really fun parts I was a judge, so that everybody knows, I got and I didn't know I was going to be a judge either. So we were all going, okay, well, I guess it'll be, and it was a fun day. But what I really was thrilled with was a typical competition in Alaska where the competitors helped each other.
Yeah, we
It
borrowed.
was so nice to each other. It wasn't cutthroat. And I mean, I've seen some of these cook-offs, and these guys, like, they can steal an ingredient from somebody else and keep it, they will. And everybody was trading and helping and giving ideas, and how you use the honey and sriracha or whatever you put on. I was like, man, that is some of the best to this day. One of the best cooked oysters I've had. And it was like, well, we just kept it simple. And somebody goes, well, why don't you add that? That would be good. And
Our competitor gave us the idea to do the honey, and then you did the sriracha, or
Other
vice
way
versa.
around. Yeah, I was gonna soak them in honey, and I just said, hey, what do you think of that, to our competitor, nearest competitor? And she said, well, that would be really sweet. You might want to toss a dash of the hot sauce in there. And I said, oh, that's a really good idea. And so it ended up being a very
and it won you the competition.
Yeah, we made some friends
It
with
was-
the chef as well.
What was funny, of all the dishes, and it's like, what we do, 4 courses with 4 people. So, that's a lot of dishes. One was okay. The rest were all good.
Mhm.
Really, one guy kind of not like one dish, but I mean, this is from the judging. Incredible job by all of you. It really was. I mean, I was so stuffed, and I was like, oh, that's a good dessert. Ooh, that's a really good dessert. I told Bill, I give Bill a bad time, Bill Borden a bad time. I said, well, your cookie was good, but you burned it. He goes, I know.
That was the really hard part, because maybe our listeners don't know, we had to use
A barbecue grill.
Dutch
It was
oven.
charcoal grills.
Charcoal grill, Dutch oven, and so Bill's what did he make? He made some kind of cake, but part of it was burnt on the bottom, and
Yeah.
what wasn't burnt was
Otherwise, it was pretty darn good.
pretty good. And Liz made a cobbler, and we layered it, because you gave us the clear Dixie cups,
Right.
and we made like a layered cobbler, which my mouth is watering.
It was very good. I get all of that. I went back and finished that. So that was good. So today I would like to show everybody the certificate, and you guys have the distinction of being the number 1 winner. There can be other winners, but there can only be one number 1, and you guys go down in history as the first winner. Tundra Chef Cook Off. So with that, I'm gonna show. So I'll put it up here to the camera. So
That's awesome.
Yay, that's so beautiful.
So this is frameable. John Whipple, our publications guy, does amazing work.
No, thank you.
That-
So
Gorgeous.
we, this is actually on stock, so that you can frame it. And we're with the government. We're cheap. We'll just send you this, and you can pick your frame. And the house a little better anyway. And but the true prize, we have a set of knives.
Oh
Those
my
are
goodness.
beautiful.
Not only are they knives, it says 2021 Tundra Chef winner, Alaska Agriculture Day.
Woohoo,
Wow.
those are
You will
gorgeous.
know these are German steel, very nice knives made and sent in to us. So that's going to be these awards will be brought up to you or mailed up to you. Depends on how soon we can get people up to you. So, that was really good. But you guys, you are mushers. So why don't you? I see the logo, Alaska Husky Adventures. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys do?
Sure.
Well, Matthew races Iditarod every year. So we have a dog team, but then we also offer tours for locals and visitors to experience the joy of dog sledding. We have winter tours that are going to be starting up here next month. And then in the summertime, we have specially designed carts that are as close to a sled that we can get in the summer on dry land as possible. So we have summer and winter dog sledding adventures that we offer here at Alaskan Husky Adventures.
Yeah, it's a nice, even Alaskans, they don't really get the best feel for dog mushing, because most Alaskans are living in the big city, or maybe they don't, dog mushing happens so remote. So we're trying to offer a way for people to come see dog mushing and kind of get immersed in the culture. And we allow them to walk right through the yard and pet all the dogs. And we actually teach people to mush their own sled if they don't want
good.
to ride. Yeah, they can get on the back and we'll drag them around. I'll hook them up to the snow machine and drag them around so they get their sea legs, and then we actually
Right.
2, 3, or 4 dogs and launch them, and they get white knuckling and their eyes light up, so and they take off, and we're out in front of them on a dog team to make sure they're okay.
Oh, good. Good.
But they're mushing their own team.
Yeah.
Right.
This is close to my heart because I'm from Alaska. I grew up in Alaska, and I never did dog sledding. I never even visited a dog sledding kennel until I met Matthew. So I think it's just it's so cool, and it's such a great bond with the dogs. It's such a neat experience, and it's such a really interesting cultural experience for Alaskans to have, that we want to make that experience accessible to more Alaskans.
Well, maybe, I've never actually mushed dogs.
There you go.
When I think about it, it's like, you know what? I've never done that. I've done draft horses and snow machines and done all kinds of crazy stuff, but I don't think I've actually, I've been on the sled, but I've never went and said, oh, okay, let me mush this around. I may come up there and take you up on a little trip around there. That'd be kind of fun to do.
I feel like you're gonna have to come see us this winter.
You should.
We would try to do that. What's that?
Alaska's official state sport is
sled dogging.
Right. So you're gonna have to come out here and see the official state sport.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Then we got the ptarmigan and the flower, and mushing is the sport. You are correct.
That's right.
So today, I really wanted you guys to know that we are proud to announce that we're going to bring back the Tundra Chef Challenge for 2022. So we're going to do another day at the fair. And what I'm going to do, or what I'm doing right now, is I'm inviting you guys back to defend your title.
All right, we're up for it.
You guys will be willing to do that. As part of that, we had so many people come up to us like, how do we get in? How do I get in? I mean, it's from the political side to the dog mushers are like, hey, we do cattle. We want to get in. And it was like, and Sarah, who's running the program for me today, said, you know what we ought to do? I said, what? So she and Glenda, she goes, Glenda and I and Catherine and others have been talking, and we ought to have a cook-off to get in the game. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and on Agriculture Day, which will be May 3rd next year, we haven't determined where we're going to do this, but we're going to open it up for a cook-off.
All right.
I haven't got all the details, but basically we'll have 3 spots to fill because we'll keep it at 4 people. And so we're kind of putting out the call to people that want to get in the game, and they're going to have to compete to get on you. And you were saying earlier that, you know what, you're practicing now that you realize you are a good cook and working on being that chef. So
yeah, Tundra Chef gave me the confidence I needed to really, spend some more time in the kitchen and actually enjoy and feel more confident about trying new things. So Matthew was just commenting the other day, says you're cooking a lot of new dishes, and I like this. So I think we're off to a good start to prepare for next week's competition. We're gonna have to fine tune our selection of recipes.
Yeah, we'll put out the word. We're gonna challenge anybody listening. Spread the word. We want the best competition coming after us.
Well, that sounds really good. So hopefully you guys will be around May 3rd, and you can come scope out the pre-contest and be part of that on that day. So it'll be here in Palmer somewhere over at the fairgrounds or at the division. We depends on what we can make work in May, but we have, as a division, we've been trying to really promote agriculture in the broadest, most global sense, and that includes mushing. Animal husbandry is agriculture, and so you raise dogs, you mush, you do great things. It is exciting to have the non-white-haired part of the generation up here doing these wonderful things. So with that, I always let the guests have the final word of the day. Again, thank you so much for participating and coming on, and that. So last word's yours.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and we really appreciate the effort that you guys are making to promote agriculture and putting on these fun events like this. Like I said, we learned something new, we learned a lot of things through that experience. And we think it's really neat for Alaskans to have opportunities like that to engage with the Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, and I would second that and just say thank you. The award is amazing. You don't have to do that. That's such a cool thing. We'll put it up on the wall and cherish it. But kind of seconding, dog mushing is such a cool thing. It takes us away and is remote, like we mentioned. But we really appreciate being a part of the community and allowing you to, or having you allow us to come be a part of it. And dog mushing kind of takes us away from the community, but this is a great way for us to be a part of it. And so
yeah, he says take us away because we have to live a little bit more isolated, so we can have all the dogs. Our neighbors don't mind, but so we don't have like a lot of neighbors. So it's really nice to be part of events like this and feel like we can be part of the community.
Part of the community that way. Yeah.
So did you send in your recipes to Sarah for the book yet?
I sent in mine, but he still has to send in his oyster recipe. So
all right, man, Matt, you're on. I'm gonna come get it one of these days.
It's a little more feel. It's hard to put into words.
We'll keep practicing until you've written it down, and we'll get it in the book.
Very good.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks again so much for you guys to come on. We'll be seeing you sometime shortly.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thanks
so much.
Take care.